Hi viewers, welcome to my channel Infinite English. This channel deals with English first and second papers of ICSE. It would really equip you to face your ICSE exams and to get a good score. If you have any queries, please drop your doubts in the comment box. And of course, don't forget to subscribe my channel and so that you will get notifications when I upload new videos. Okay? As it is the beginning, we will start with a light grammar topic. That is, would rather. What do you mean by would rather? It shows a person's inclination or preference or liking towards a particular thing or aspect compared to the other. For example, we usually say, I prefer coffee to tea, isn't it? What does it mean? You like coffee better than the other, that is the tea. So you can use would rather. You can substitute would rather in the place of prefer. Okay, that's the thing. So let me clarify it with some examples. Let's take this for examples. Okay. So first one is this. I prefer going out with my friends to staying alone at home. Okay, here instead of this prefer, you can use would rather. Both have the same meaning. So would rather we use instead of prefer. Okay, so shall we just try how it would be? I instead of prefer, what you're using? Would rather. Okay, so it would come like this. I would rather. So the next rule, okay, so this is very easy. Instead of prefer, you are using would rather. Next we are coming to the grammar rules. That is, here what is given? The present participle form of the verb is given. That is ing form of the verb is given here, isn't it? That is going, isn't it? The participle form of the verb is given. So wherever you get this participle form of the verb, you have to change it into its base form when would rather is being used. Okay. So along with would rather, the base form of the verb only you can use. Okay, that is the first rule. So here you have two verbs here. Going, not only going but also staying. Two verbs are here. Okay, both these cases ing form of the verb is given. So with prefer you will get ing form of the verb. So both, not only the first one, both you have to convert it to its base forms. It's very simple, no? So it will come like this. I would rather. So what's the base form of going? Go. Isn't it? So it will come like this. I would rather go. So what are the necessary changes you made? First one, instead of prefer, you are using would rather. So the participle form of the verb, you just changed it to its base form. That's the second rule. Okay. So it will come like this. I would rather go out with my friends. Okay. So here for the comparison, here is a word, that is, look here, I prefer going out with my friends. So you can see two. Two means what? So for comparing these two, you are using two. So instead of this two, you have to use a term than. Okay. So instead of this two, you have to use than here. Okay. Than. Here is another verb with its participle form. So that again, you need to change it to its base form. So it would come like this. Stay alone at home. So that is the thing. So what are the changes when you convert a sentence from this to this? Okay. So here is a sentence with a prefer. So instead of that prefer, here you used would rather. So the participle form of the verbs you converted to its base forms. That's the next change. So instead of this to, okay, that's a term for comparison. This to, you have used that. So this is very simple. Just you do the things. Instead of prefer, you use would rather. Then the base form of verbs, the ing form of the verbs, the participle forms, you just convert it to its base forms. And here, instead of this to, you used that. It's very simple. Okay. Shall we go to the next example? So take the next example. I prefer sitting in the garden to watching TV. The same thing. Here we can apply. So it will come like this. I prefer, instead of prefer, you have to use would rather. So I would rather, okay, participle form of the verb will change to its base form. So sitting, its base form is sit, okay, in the garden. As I told you, instead of to, what do you have to use? Than. Watching. Here again, the participle form of the verb is given, watching, that you have to change to base form. So it will come like this, watch TV. Very simple, no? So instead of prefer, you used would rather. Then base form of the verb, participle form of the verb, sitting and watching, you changed it to sit and watch. Instead of this to, you use the term that. Is it clear? Okay, now we'll go to the third example. I prefer using a keyboard to writing with a pen. Okay, here again. I prefer, instead of that, would rather. I would rather, ing form of the verb to its base form. I would rather use, isn't it? Yes. A keyboard, instead of this to, than, again here, writing, no? Change it to its base form. Than, write, okay, with a pen. I think it is clear to you. Instead of prefer, here you used would rather. Using and writing, participle form of the verb. Instead of that, you have used use and write, isn't it? So instead of this to, here you used that. So last example, let's consider this. The man prefers going back to waiting in the corridor. So how did it come? The man prefers, instead of that, would rather. The man would rather. So participle form of the verb is given going. So change it to its base. Go. Back. Instead of this to, how to use, as I told you, than. Waiting. Here again, ing form of the verb, participle form of the verb, change to base, that is wait in the corridor. I think the examples we have done so far is very clear to you. We will meet again in the next class with another topic. Until then, bye-bye.